of times. Tar Heels have controlled the Wolverines so far in their few meetings. Toman, such a missing piece here for that defense of North Carolina. We talked to Coach Bresci. He said it's going to be by committee, and he said truly. He's not just saying that. It's by committee. Here's Brady Wambach on the faceoff there for North Carolina. Jackie Weller from Potomac, Maryland, goes off for Michigan, the Fogo, and we get a first look at the offense for North Carolina. There's James Matten slinging it around. Got Dom Petramala along with Owen Duffy. That's the attack unit for this North Carolina team in 2025.
And this is a Tar Heel offense that had a lack of midfield production this season, and it was a large part in why they couldn't find success late in games last season. So if they get some production from up at the top of the box, they could be really, really well off.
Going around, it's Andrew Price, takes a shot. Hunter Taylor handles it, and Michigan will have their first clear, get a stop on the first defensive possession of this game.
That's huge for the momentum of this offense.
What a ride, and Owen Duffy is going to get a flag here.
Yeah, that's going to be a push with possession. Clearly pushed him in the back there. And we'll see Michigan go man up, and we'll take a look at this one. Just a clear foul, and Owen Duffy overly aggressive, and it's great to be aggressive right from the jump in the game of lacrosse, but these refs obviously sniffed that one out, and Michigan will go man up.
Obviously, it's an early penalty you don't want to see, especially for Owen Duffy, who you'd like to see him getting going on the offensive end right now if you're a Tar Heel fan. But Michigan is going to have their first man-up opportunity of this game. See 66 in there, Will Byrne going from up top. Swinging it around, trying to get this man down unit for North Carolina to rotate. There's Jack Jenkins, passes it back for Byrne. Jenkins, one more. Shot from outside, soars high. It's Aiden Mulholland. It's kind of that go-to offensive midfield. He's got a great shot from outside.
Without a doubt, and you see them constantly shuffle.
Here, pass up top, off the crossbar, and out of play. Running it down, ground ball, free, picked up by Michigan, but throws it away. Tar Heels take possession. They have time to get on the other side, and right now still 5 players on for North Carolina, and now they get the full 6. Owen Duffy back on the field after a good penalty kill on the man down for North Carolina. First time we saw that unit this season. They're going left hand. Harshberger, the freshman, takes the shot, and he scores. Caden Harshberger, the freshman from Lake Murray, Florida, makes it 1-0.
A 5-star recruit coming out of high school does a great job here of beating his matchup, uses the middle of the field well, and just fires that one right into the cage. What a great showcase, and what a great performance so far for this midfield unit. Coach Bresci said it, they are committed to 3 midfield lines, and we're going to see a lot of personnel changes within those 3 lines, and it's a great start for the young guy.
And he said Mason Suchek and Caden Harshberger would be the 2 freshmen getting in on that midfield rotation. They came in and pressed in the fall. Here's James Matten, trying to step up this year on attack. He was a very highly touted recruit in the top 10 of his class. Matten now in his junior season went to Gonzaga in the WCAC. Owen Duffy working one-on-one. Down low, gets it past Taylor, and Owen Duffy. Tar Heel fans, there's Owen Duffy, sophomore edition.
Picking up right where he left off last season, Nick. And this is just a great showcase of his ability to use contact to create space. Goes 5-hole on Hunter Taylor and puts the Tar Heels up 2. If you're a youngster at home watching this game, Owen Duffy is a textbook example of how a modern-day attackman should play this game.
Gets his first. He was ACC Freshman of the Year It's one forward. Wambach still free off the wings. Michigan picks it up. That's the long pull, and Rowan Clay still free. Tar Heels take it back. Whistle and a push. Michigan's going to take it. See this Michigan offense set up their last time down the field. They hit a crossbar. Gianfrancaro still has not made a first save of this 2025 season, and his first save in a Tar Heel uniform. Dodging to the left, Lucas Stana out of Brighton, New York. Jenkins over to the side. Ryan Cohen went to Avon Old Farms, one of the prestigious prep schools, producing so much Division I talent, pulling it out. Good defense. CJ Riley now with it. That's Kai Prohaska guarding Cohen, number 33 in white. Up top, Mulholland has trouble with it. 36 seconds on the shot clock, so plenty of time to work. Jenkins down the line, pick, not called, in front, quick stick, Mulholland puts it away. And Michigan gets on the board, 2-1.
Aiden Mulholland does a great job here of recognizing that the defense is in an unsettled situation. Gets the backdoor cut on the doorstep and finishes with ease. This season, the Manhasset, New York native looks to be that definitive #1 midfielder. He's fearless and is not afraid of contact, and he puts Michigan on the board here in the first quarter.
Put forward by Michigan, moves it for Jenkins with Lockwood and Cohen on attack. Here he is. Lockwood pulls it away. Guarded by Hayden Downs. Or Chase Salucci, excuse me. Goes for Cohen. Back at X. This Michigan team, Mike, we've talked a lot about it, loves to invert. They love to play positionless offense.
You hit the nail on the head there, Nick. It's a positionless scheme. Everybody gets a touch, and when one guy eats, everybody eats. It's a well-spread, well-thought-out offensive attack that defenses will struggle against. You'll see UNC try to go into a zone with some man principles here in today's matchup.
Cohen, player that does a lot of the feeding to let his teammates eat. Another good pick from Michigan. Byrne from outside, bounces wide. Back up for the Wolverines. And if you're watching lacrosse for the first time, the shot, the backup, it is not who it last touches, it is who is closest to that line when the ball goes out of bounds. Here's Jenkins, round the pick. Gianfrancaro gets a piece, that's his first save, reset the shot clock to 60. Maybe get some jitters out, that first save in a Tar Heel uniform.
He does a great job in net, closes off that corner and makes a great save.
Cohen dodging from up top, moves it once. Jenkins fires high. Stays with Michigan with 38 seconds to go. They did play a game before this. They beat Marquette 14-1. Hunter Taylor, 10 saves, 1 goal allowed. As Frankenheimer guards as a short stick. Knocking it away, and the Tar Heels cause the turnover.
Well, Lockwood just takes his eye off the ball there. Ball was in his stick, just messes up.
Now a clear here for Gianfrancaro. This will be North Carolina's first settled clear. Well executed, gets it over midfield.
And that's a great job from that specialty unit of UNC. Michigan trots out there on a 10-man ride, and they do a great job of getting it over the midfield line and settling this possession. They have the lead here early. Now it's time to control the rock.
Here's Ty English running with Kai Prohaska, or excuse me, Spencer Wertheim, the grad student from Harvard, a huge transfer product coming in for Coach Bresci. Here's Dom Petramal, the lefty sniper. And last year, UNC, whether it was number 8 or number 77, they needed them to step up really to win games. This year, a lot more spread out as far as offense production, Coach Bresci thinks with who they brought in. Cutting, Ty English. Well defended, kept outside. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tar Heels got to go. Overlooking Duffy, he has 4 seconds. Petramala tries to go behind the back, misses. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Got a whistle, stop and play. And it will be North Carolina ball with 1 second on that shot clock. And Duffy will just have to throw it in the corner, get it as far away as possible, and head off. There's Hunter Taylor. He's gained so much experience very early in his career, stepped up as a freshman, and then had the ball in a throwaway on the clear. Good ride from North Carolina, but a big mistake from Michigan as whistle stops play. And a timeout taken. We'll step aside. Close here early, 2-1. 7:45 left in the first. Oh, and Duffy's already gotten on the board as well as the freshman Caden Harshberger. Quickly getting started in his Tar Heel career. Dewey Egan with the ball in his senior year out of Torrey Pines in California. Hasn't reached his full potential from the midfield. He was a highly touted recruit. We're also seeing Mason Suchek, #1 up top for the first time. Came from Culver Academy. Egan pushed out. Gets it back. Shot off the post. Goes out. It's still a chase. And they're saying Tar Heel ball.
It's a great look there from Egan, a guy who has a ton of experience playing through that attack line, and they throw him on that midfield line just to offer a little bit of pop at that midfield line. He's got a great outside shot and just needs to get it on cage. He's accurate when he's on fire.
Down low, Egan using the big body, couldn't get it one hand. Hunter Taylor stands tall, still free. Petramala with it. Heavy hands from Michigan. That's Pace Billings, who's the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. Matten. There for Harshbarger. Duffy. Suchuk Petramala. He snipes and scores. A 2-goal lead now for the Tar Heels. Up 3-1.
If he gets hot, Nick, watch out. He's got an absolute hammer from the outside, and it's already on full display here in 2025. What a great look from Dom Petramala. 32 goals last season, has his first here in game 1 in 2025.
His brother Nick on the roster, as well as his dad Dave Petramala, longtime Johns Hopkins head coach. His father, the defensive coordinator, has a violation on the face-off. Wambach still on, matching with the Michigan Fogo and Weller. Face-offs 2-2 with that one. Cohen. CJ Riley, #22, sets that pick. Mulholland coming in from the box. Haven't seen them invert too much just yet. Split to the right. Riley moves it for Cohen. 71 points last year, led this team. Sidearm, down low, Gianfacaro eats it. Still free, and he gets it in the crease, can clear. Quickly, outlet. Leave Hager up, brings it over midfield.
Great rebound control on that save. Clogs up the middle of the net. It's a smart shot selection from Michigan, but Gianfacaro already making a huge impact here from Dorrance Field.
Coach Bresci said he didn't even have to recruit him. He called him and said, I want to be a Tar Heel. I want to come to North Carolina for my last year. And Coach Bresci said, yeah, please. Colin Krieg was leaving. He was a 4-year starter here, went to a Final Four. So huge for the Tar Heels to get Gianfrancaro. Duffy coming around. Shot gets deflected and out. Back up for Spencer Wertheim. Grad student, went to Charles Baker before going to Harvard. Andrew O'Berry, another transfer that came from Harvard, but originally from McLean, Virginia. Shot from outside, popcorn, Hunter Taylor.
Stole the words out of my mind there, Nick. Just an easy save for Hunter Taylor. Put that one right into his stick. But how about the aggressive ride here from UNC?
They're on the hands right now. Gianfrancaro was playing out on that full ride. They thought about the shot, but stayed close enough to the goal. So now Michigan can go on the offensive, down by 2. Still in the first quarter, 4:11 left to go. One of 2 ranked matchups this weekend. Season opener for the Tar Heels, starting their season at home. Loading up, Jenkins on the dodge out of Hudson, Ohio. Byrne misses it. There's Paul Barton on top of it. Only returning player for this close defense for North Carolina.
A huge returner for UNC. We'll see him take a lot of the wings for Chapel Hill, but such a big presence on defense.
James Matten was alone down low, just misses the net, staying with North Carolina. Dewey Egan releases from the midfield line. He's got the short stick matchup with Justin Ennis, also out of Gonzaga, same school as Matten. Egan down the lane, pins it. Bottom right corner. Dewey Egan on the board. Tar Heels building on the lead 4-1.
Dewey Egan does a really nice job here of getting through that pick, beating his man with speed, and he is an absolute threat from the outside. Lines this shot up, puts it low, and fires one into the goal. UNC continuing to build onto this lead.
22nd goal of his career. They're waiting for that blow-up season from him. Could be it with that goal. Gets on the board here in the first. 4 goals here for the Tar Heels. 4 different goal scorers right now. That's the depth that Coach Bresci said they have. As there's Parker Hoffman, the freshman. Fogo, shot from outside, gets saved. It's free in front. Taylor clamps it in the crease. Andrew O'Berry, number 9 from up top. This Tar Heel ride has been relentless. Open net. Matten gets around. Duffy, he scores. BTB to an open net goal. The Tar Heels are rolling up by 4.
Torrance Field is fired up right now, and rightfully so. The aggressive ride from UNC finally paying off. And how about this offense in unsettled situations? Finds the back of the net, and a beautiful BTB pass to an easy textbook finish for Owen Duffy. 2nd goal here today.
9th career multi-goal game, and he'll probably have many more. James Matten also picks up his first point of the season, getting the helper on that one. Wambach back in the battle with Jackie Weller. Came from St. John's. Passed over, there's Drew Scott. One of the more interesting transfers. It's at Ohio State, but most recently at TCU, playing for the football team. Not often you get a TCU transfer to Division I ACC lacrosse.
It just shows how good of an athlete that he really is, to not be involved in the game for what is almost 2 to 3 years, and then bouncing back here to Chapel Hill and being able to already make an immediate impact on this field is massive.
We saw it with Ricky Miezan, who is one of the best lacrosse players in the class of 2018, ended up playing football at Stanford, did a 5th year at UVA. That one goes wide from the lefty Petramala. Asked Coach Bresci about how he's expanded his bag as kind of a lefty sniper. Here's Matten coming up above GLE. High pass goes over Duffy. Cohen takes it. Michigan on the other end. Rogue pass. Don't know where that one was going, but it's still free. Picked up by the pole and getting it over. Jack Welsh has it. That was Max Bonner picking up the GB for Michigan. And a flag going here against the Tar Heels. Believe it was offsides. They're calling Owen Duffy to come back in so they can just stay 6-on-7. They can't get another penalty. Great trail check. Leaf Hager up the short stick, D mid. Also out of Gonzaga, and it's just an offsides call. Too many men, 7 versus 6. So another man-up opportunity, a power play for the Tar Heels.
And Michigan had numbers on that fast break, and just an errant pass from Cohen. He had the trailer in Jack Welsh, and it would have been a spot feed right in the middle of the field, and what would have been a tough save for the goalkeeper for UNC. But now man up once again. Michigan desperate now to put some points on the board.
Down by 4. It was 2-1. 3 straight goals from the Tar Heels. Getting Jenkins up top. Well, Holland on that right spot. Down low, Cohen just misses wide.
And they had that back pipe exchange on the crease, and that pops Cohen out on that wing to be wide open and just fires a wide shot. He's got to get in this groove here today if the Wolverines want to win.
Here's Lockwood, gets the feed in front, and Michigan stops the run. It's Nick Rude from Culver, the sophomore, makes it 5-2.
Yeah, Bo Lockwood has a deep bag, and he has been a key facilitator for the Wolverines, has been a full-time starter for a long time for Michigan. 29 assists last year was a large part in why their offensive attack was so lucrative when scoring goals, and just a great inside feed and an even better finish for the Wolverines.
And it looks like they're going to take a look at this. Bresci threw the red flag. Coach's challenge with 34 seconds left, so we'll take another look at this goal. See if Michigan really does get it there. The only thing I think they could be looking at is if Rude fell in the crease before, but it seems pretty clean from that angle.
It's very clear there that the goal will count as good, and he doesn't fall anywhere into the goal mouth, and that's where that challenge is coming from Coach Bresci, and he doesn't even get a stick into that goal mouth. It's a clear, clean goal in my eyes, Nick, as we'll take another look.
I don't see anything that would have this overturned. You see there when he gets up, his knee is on the line, but it seems like the ball was clearly across the goal line into the back of the net before anything happens there. We're about to get a decision now from the official. I believe this goal will stand, and it does. So we'll stay right here at 5-2. Michigan does pull it to now a 3-goal deficit with 34 seconds left.
And I can see where the challenge is coming from Coach Bresci's perspective. I mean, the angle of the way that he was moving towards the goal mouth could be perceived as him stepping into it, but it was the push from behind from the UNC defense that really started his initial movement towards the goal mouth, and that goal is, as it is said on the field, is going to stand as good. And Michigan just trying to cut down this lead here. It's been a great start for this UNC offense. As we mentioned off the top, it's going to be a offensive showcase for both sides, and that man-up unit, the EMO for Michigan, gets it done.
And Coach Bresci also looking at the dive towards the goal mouth. If you dive into the goal mouth and score, you can't go into the goalie and make any contact. So when he fell, like you said, towards that goal mouth, but not in it. or in the crease. Owen Duffy goes through 2. Owen Duffy behind the back. Almost absolutely nasty.
He's a highlight reel player and looks to do so just about on every single play.
Here's James Matton. Now GLE, another BTB, doesn't go. In front, can't connect. Ty English was wide open. 1 second here on the clock. Ball's gonna come back, but most likely fourth quarter will end here, and it will stopped in front. Tar Heels have a great start to their 2025 season. They're up 5-2 on Michigan here at Dorrance. There he is at Wesleyan University, graduated from there in '75. A huge fan of the sport of lacrosse, and he's bringing some lacrosse players, some lacrosse recruits back to the football team. As you look at, it's a family affair in lacrosse. His daughter Amanda played at Wesleyan, his alma mater. Son Steven, who's now a defensive coordinator here, played at Rutgers. And Brian at Trinity up north.
And it's been great for the game of lacrosse for somebody with such a high caliber of connections throughout the entire spectrum of sports. To have somebody on that side of the ball is tremendous for the game and its growth.
And it was cool talking to Coach Bresci, because Bill Belichick talked to this Tar Heel team before he was ever even considering college football about a year ago. And Coach Belichick was asking questions, Bresci was answering them, and then fast forward now, head coach of North Carolina football, push against North Carolina, gives it to Michigan. Start off this second quarter on the offensive end. Got to pick up some goals. Got 9 shots, but only 4 on target. Coming from the top, that's Dylan Bruno. Back behind. Houlihan. Got to wax on North Carolina, back in his home state. And here's Cohen. Lockwood back up top. So this Michigan team continues to sling it around the horn. 33 seconds on the shot clock. Brandon Plemons, the senior. Jenkins dodging from X. Passes. Lockwood, BTB, what a goal! Lockwood added to the highlight reel. Michigan within 2.
He's a feed-first player, but he's a tremendous inside scorer. And as I mentioned earlier, he has an incredibly deep bag, and his favorite move is that over-the-shoulder BTB shot, and is just so accurate with his shot placement, and recognizes that he doesn't have the proper position to put that one right in front of the goal, and just fires that one over the shoulder. Beautiful showcase on the crease.
Had 3 points last game. Now he's got 2 in the first half. Netting his 3rd goal of the season. A hit on Petramala. And it's going to go against Michigan, or against the Tar Heels. Michigan takes it. They have to go back to the restraining box for the attackman to be released. And Michigan will keep possession, get right back on offense.
It's a huge sway of momentum here early in this second quarter. Michigan just trying to claw their way back into this game, and it takes exceptional players like Bo Lockwood, like Cohen, to be able to put themselves in a position to create some offense, and we have that invert look here now.
Going back towards Cohen, guarded by Cole Aschheim, the sophomore, to St. Anthony's. Gets pulled out. There's Houlihan. Turning, Bruno. Can't find anything as he surveys. Back to 30 seconds. 2-man game. Stuffed up top. Gianfacaro makes the save.
It's great patience from Gianfacaro in net. Recognizes that a lot of the shots that Michigan have been taking are high to high. Hugs that pipe and makes an incredible save.
So much patience from Gianfacaro, that veteran goalie, a grad student. Doesn't guess, waits to see it. Hunter Taylor also extremely good for this Michigan team. He's got 5 saves already. Suchuk with the left hand, gets driven away. Jack Welsh, shorty. Moving around. Harshbarger. Petramala playing catch. Petramala missed all of his true freshman season, a redshirt sophomore now. He's working around. Brevin Wilson. Five goals in that first quarter for North Carolina. Wilson slings it back through X. Duffy loads up. Taking it one-on-one. Backdoor, couldn't get it to connect. He had Nick Dupree, but given away by the Tar Heels.
Owen Duffy just sees the field so well, and another key thing that he really does on that attack line is just constantly keeps his head up. He's always looking to score, but understands that he has weapons outside of himself to help that offensive production.
And what a check on the ride to get that back for North Carolina. Pace Billings, who's assigned to guard Owen Duffy, tried to fire downfield but couldn't. He's the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week after his performance against Marquette. Now he's got the pleasure of dealing with Owen Duffy all game.
Not somebody I'd want to be matched up with here in today's contest, but a high praise from his coaching staff to be able to draw that #1 guy.
Here's Price. Inside. Pulled out and away. There's Wertheim. Matten dodges against the long pull, pushed out and away. That's Mason Whitney into the Taft School. Matten goes around the pick, trying to get top side. Slide comes, has to pull it. Ball's free, taken away. Ball was down and there was a push. It's kept in. Michigan gets the ground ball and now can clear.
And that's a great job from Michigan's defense. You see them locking off Owen Duffy, taking that aspect out of the game for him. And 5-on-5 they go, and a mishap in the middle of the field from Rowan Clay, a young guy who's still developing his IQ in transition, can be a threat, but those little mistakes are going to hurt them here today.
Tar Heels back on offense. 10 shots on target for them. They took a 5-1 lead, but since then, it's been all Michigan so far in the second quarter. Pushing all the way out right now. 9:35 left to go in the second quarter. English for Wertheim, now below GLE. Petramala, and now Duffy. Gets above goal line, extended inside the post. Owen Duffy, first half hat trick, makes it 6-3.
He's so creative with the ball in his stick, beats his matchup upfield, lowers his hands, and just creates so much deception and uncertainty for Hunter Taylor in net. And once again, Owen Duffy with a hat trick, make that his 8th career hat trick. The young man is off to an incredibly hot start here in 2025.
All ACC team of freshmen, all freshmen for Owen Duffy. Tied Robin Barron, 1973, and Dominic Petramala for most goals in a single season by a freshman. North Carolina takes it right back off the face-off. Face-offs 6-5 in favor of the Tar Heels. It's been close at the X. Wambach and Jackie Weller doing most of the work. Whistle going against the Tar Heels. Michigan takes it. This ride for North Carolina has been relentless. Michigan's 3 of 6 on clears in this game. They're clearing 50%. There it is again. Paul Barton coming over to help on the ride. Petramala, Barton, down low, hits the post. He wanted the pole goal. Couldn't get it there. He's back on defense now.
It's not often you see a pole running in that 3-2 transition break there, and had a wide open opportunity, misses on that one. He's certainly going to want that one back, but is going to have plenty of opportunities to do so as we are just in the first game this season.
Tar Heels looking like they're running West Jenny there, working on the transition offense. Hit the post, so close to 7-3. Here's Cohen. Up top, missed pass from Michigan. It'll go over the midfield line, and Tar Heels can take it over. There's an over and back. And Duffy gets it from the D-mid, Leaf Hagera. Slows it down to get the offensive middies on the field. Dom. Dom, over the lefty around Hunter Taylor. He's fired up as he gives North Carolina a 4-goal lead.
How about fighting through contact, let alone 2 guys? Blows off that defender in Rowan Clay and fires that one on cage. What a start for this UNC offense. Their top 2 guys already producing here early in this season, and they're fired up here in Dorrance Field, Nick.
You saw Owen Duffy, his 9th multi-goal game. That's the 10th for Dominic Petramala. 2 goals for him. Duffy's got 3 combined for 5 total points right now. Wambach wins it back, but push from behind going against Michigan. That was number 10, Nick Lauterbach. 3rd Fogo that's seen action here for Michigan. James Matten draws Mason Whitney on the matchups. The Tar Heels did have multiple games last year where they would have really good first halves, but that was the thing with the depth on offense. They weren't always able to keep it going for 4 quarters.
It's a tough thing to be able to play in a full game and fire on all cylinders throughout.
Kind of a side shot there from Matten, goes straight into the stick of Hunter Taylor. He's not gonna hate that. Free ball, and Gianfrancaro comes out, picks it off, taken right back. Michigan cannot clear the ball right now.
They're playing tough in that ride for UNC, and Gianfrancaro with a veteran play there recognizes that UNC player is just wide open in the middle of the field, takes that matchup under his own wing and gets UNC the ball back on offense. This is going to be a huge possession if they can put the ball in the back of the net.
Pass for Matten, fires off the foot of Taylor. Petramala snagged out, it's still free. Wertheim was there in front, but Michigan does reclaim the ball. And a deep one to Cohen. The clear is successful for the Wolverines. Moving it quickly. Jenkins, now Lockwood. In the corner. This is the invert we were talking about. Frankenheimer guarding one-on-one. Moving it, that was Nick Rude. He's got 1 goal today. Cohen now from up top. The attackman down the right alley. Back for Lockwood, 2-man game behind the cage. Passes, Cohen. Frankenheimer has the cross check on Lockwood, and the flags fly. Could be looking at a man-up opportunity for the Wolverines, still with possession. 6-on-6 lacrosse until a whistle. Cohen, skip pass, Byrne. Spin to the left hand. On the side of the cage, Gianfrancaro leaps for it. And a whistle with 4:52 to go. A penalty going against Cooper Frankenheimer, number 19. It was right in front of the official, too.
And just an unnecessary blow right there on Bo Lockwood. And this Michigan EMO has been pretty successful here in today's matchup. And it just looked like a frustration blow there on that near side. And Michigan looking to add on to their goal tally today. And one guy who really needs to get involved in today's matchup and has been severely quiet today is that man, Ryan Cohen.
Firing from outside straight into the chest of Gianfrancaro. That was Mulholland on the shot. The Tar Heels now can clear. 1 for 2 on extra man is Michigan on the day. But as Mike said, they saw a lot of good looks. Here's Michigan now on the ride. Jenkins picks it up. Wolverines extending the possession. A full 75 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time to work. Trying to get back on the board. Trailing here by 4. So we're getting to the tail end of this first half. It's been fun so far. Michigan looking for a better performance. Up 1 spot on North Carolina, 15-16 in this top 20 matchup. Said it at the beginning, gonna learn a lot about the potential of these two teams. A nice takeaway. North Carolina going the other way. That was Andrew O'Barry with the pull. Usually a short stick D-mid as a timeout is taken. These two teams will talk things over. We're gonna stay right here looking at the season for Michigan, and they don't always get the respect they may deserve with how they've been in the Big Ten. You see that there's Hunter Taylor, one of the stars of this team, but picked 4th in the Big Ten preseason poll behind Maryland, Hopkins, and Penn State.
This is a playoff-ready team this season.
So just got word the Tar Heels are gonna be on a man up because number 32 for the Wolverines, John Morgan, the senior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, had too deep of a pocket. So a full 1-minute penalty. Didn't pass the stick check.
I know coach doesn't like that, and weather not being a factor and with that deep pocket, but UNC gets another opportunity. And let's see what their EMO can do. They've got a special unit and run a lot of set pieces with Duffy as the point man.
They're 0 for 3 so far. Duffy up top working with Wertheim. Everyone getting touches. Petramala inside, back outside, Wertheim. Down low, there's Petramala. And he finishes. Good movement. Matt Reedy, Wertheim, Petramala, another goal. He's got a hat trick.
And it starts with that wall pass on the inside. It brings that Michigan defense in, makes them compact, and leaves guys like Dominic Petramala wide open on that near side. And that's an easy goal for Dom Petramala. And accuracy has been a concern for him, and we saw that last year through the goings of ACC play, but starting off this season has a lot more experience and has added so much to his bag. He is going to be a huge impact player for this UNC offense.
We saw it last year. We just saw it on the man up. Matt Reedy, who doesn't play much just in general, comes in and sits on the crease, and after he did great on the man up, they still have 10 seconds. It was non-releasable because of the illegal pocket. Still with it, 3 seconds to go. They also have to have the player released from midfield. Petramala picks it up, plenty of time on the shot clock for the Tar Heels. All even, 6-on-6 lacrosse. Petramala takes it himself, goes down. A flag flies, hit out of bounds by the Wolverines, and Tar Heels back on the man up.
just too aggressive with that check, and the 1 minute penalty now as UNC gets back on their man up and continues to find success. And they've been getting their opportunities to score on offense, making each and every single possession count. And they have another opportunity to do so, continuing to build on their lead. Their foot is on the pedal, and they have yet to let up.
5-goal lead after their first extra man goal of the season. Pass inside, gets deflected. Pulled back out by Nick Dupuis. Went to UMBC and then Stony Brook before now a stop in Chapel Hill. Inside, goes back out. Skip, Wertheim, too hot to handle. 20 seconds. Missed again on the pass inside. Nico Karetsos out of Atlanta, Georgia. Couldn't put it away, and Wolverines get a clear. Still clearing 50% on the day. This one gets them just over, now 6 of 11 on the clear. It's really been the main area they've struggled so far in this game.
And if you can't clear the ball, it's hard to get those offensive possessions. And at the face-off X, it's really been back and forth. And you have a guy like Wambach for UNC who is not only a threat at the X, but can be a threat offensively, is a threat to push transition.
Michigan answers the Tar Heels goal. Down by 4 once again. C.J. Riley puts them back in the net.
The Cold Spring Harbor native C.J. Riley is just such a big physical presence on that inside, and he's had himself a day, and 2 goals in this early season. And the young guy, the sophomore, at 205 pounds, just looking to find his position on this offense and puts Michigan within 4.
Big goal for the Wolverines. So the Tar Heels have been putting on runs. Wambach wins it to himself, has a pull right on him. Goes outside instead of taking it down the middle. Wambach winning 8 of his 13 faceoffs so far today. Michigan 5 of 14 as a team. A lot of coaches talk about it's the simple things that win lacrosse games. If you can win that face-off battle, right now North Carolina's up in the ground ball battle, 18-11. If you can do those 2 things well, clear the ball well, those are the simple things that help you win lacrosse games. Hunter Taylor was out of the cage for a moment, spin inside all alone, and a great goal by Andrew Bryce. The Deerfield Academy product puts the Tar Heels back up by 5.
He's a big body player and uses his size to his advantage here, and rolls back, fakes low, goes high, and that nick right there is a thing of beauty.
A late second quarter goal puts North Carolina up 5 with 7.4 left to go in the first half. And this Tar Heel team looking good in 2025. We talked about it at the beginning. Coach Bresci said that Owen Duffy had the keys to a Cadillac last year. This year he's got a Maserati.
That's a big step up. That's a big step up.
You said you're a car guy.
Big time car guy. Gotta love it. And what a first half for UNC. This offense firing on all cylinders in that first half. And Michigan just looking to find their way back.
At the half, 9-4, the Tar Heels with a good start to their 2025 season, but Michigan trying to answer. Got a great game in Chapel Hill. Sure to stick with us. 9-4 at the half from Dorrance. Lights out here. He was best freshman Fogo in the country last year, one of the best all around, and then he's 9-14 today. Duffy and Petramala each already a hat trick. And you talked about the keys to the offense. We were talking to Coach Bresci before this one, and I believe he said, I actually threw my keys at him. I gave him the keys. From the moment I recruited him, I threw my keys at him. It's yours. And now, like we said, the cars just got nicer. Duffy still the leader on the offensive end with 3 goals.
I think it's a Rolls Royce next for Owen Duffy. He's just an unbelievable talent, and UNC has just done a great job in all facets of today's contest. And this game is won on the ground. And so far, the Tar Heels with 19 ground balls to the Wolverines 11. And a big part of that is that man right there, number 22, Brady Wambach. And a miscue right here at the start of the third quarter gives the Wolverines the possession.
Wambach out of the Salisbury School. Came in last year and split faceoffs with Andrew Tyre, the longtime Fogo for this Tar Heel team. As Lockwood pulls it out, we're seeing Michigan on the offensive end to start the second half. Nine shots on target for the Wolverines in the first 2 quarters. Downhill firing as that goes wide. Shot from Lucas Stannett. 5th and final year of college lacrosse. Lockwood takes it after the backup. There's Andrew O'Barry with the short stick. Guarding against Jenkins. Inside, shot goes high. It's Rude. Or CJ Riley firing high. Then official takes his time. There was a ball on the field, just right out of camera angle, actually. Throws it out. Officials in this one, Peter Buchanan, Dan Bennett, and John Radetzky. Had to pull it away. Stanitz. Hold on the Tar Heels. Wolverines will keep the offensive possession. Chase Salucci is on the other end of it. Here's O'Barry, played next level. Great trail check. Pulls it back for the Tar Heels. Paul Barton on a fast break. Good recovery from Michigan to get inside and slow things down. Settled offense now for Duffy and the Tar Heels. Inside, back door, a great feed from Duffy. Madden finishes. Double-digit goals for the Tar Heels in game 1, up 10-4.
And it all starts on the defensive end with O'Barry, the first team All-Ivy selection as a senior, showing his versatility as a short stick D-maiden as well as a pole in his hand. And Owen Duffy once again keeping his head up, seeing the field and just using his X-ray vision to find Jane Matton for his first goal here in today's matchup. He's a player that needs to gain more confidence, and when he does, he's going to pack a punch.
Big win there on the faceoff by Jackie Weller, firing from outside. Ryan Cohen finds the back of the net for the Wolverines and cuts the lead back to 5 goals, 10-5 at Dorrance.
It's great recognition from Ryan Cohen to understand that this UNC defense is unsettled, and the shot location is just even better. I mean, you got to pick and choose your shot selections when you're playing a keeper like UNC has, and puts that one off the offside hip and fires that one right into the cage. Uses the earth, and that's going to be crucial if they're going to want to put some more goals in the back of the net.
Want to beat a goalie. Bounce shots are a good way to do it, but also offside hip, hardest save to make for a goalie. It's the longest place you got to travel if you're a righty. For a lefty, it's the opposite. So here's Cohen loading up from up top. Tar Heels letting him sit way outside. Could be checking into a zone here for the Tar Heels. Here's Byrne. Been quiet. Running out of the midfield. Rude pulls it. Back for Byrne. Slinging it around. Cohen inside. Gets it back. Had the last goal for the Wolverines. Runs this offense. Taken away. Frankenheimer. Good eyes and a quick stick. Gets it over on the clear. Down the middle. Over for Duffy. Gets slowed up and Matten will pull it out. Seeing the slow it down yellow call for the Tar Heels. Out shooting this Michigan team 24-17. 6 saves for Taylor. 5 saves for Gian Ficcaro. He saved half of the shots he's faced. With the ball now, Andrew Price, who had that nice goal to end the first half. Price, those long arms going on the swim dodge. It's in his sophomore season, standing at 6'5", 200 pounds. Down the left, Wertheim. Back to the top, Matten moves it. Once again, Price. Sweeping over the middle, moves it again. Harshbarger had the first goal of the season. Bar down, Matten doesn't go. Rebound picked up, going the other way, Rowan Clay. And he's gonna bring it back to settle the clear, and now a short stick bringing it through the middle. Great ride from North Carolina. They've had it all day long, and there it is again. 6 of 12 on clears for Michigan, and it's because of that Tar Heel ride.
And I don't really like the fact that Michigan is constantly trying to use the middle of the field on clears. Use the outside, use that far side. UNC has clogged up that middle of the field, and it's a pretty basic principle of clearing the ball. Do not use the middle of the field unless it's wide open.
You saw they brought it back to settle the clear, and then they get it to the short stick, who just brings it right up the middle and pauses that progress. Just not a set-up clear right now for Michigan. Struggling with it. It's now more of a rotation inside. The zone almost hurts Michigan there with Petramala inside. Michigan staying in tight here. 9:50 left to go in the third. Duffy, nice move, swim dodge, goes wide. You saw the way he made the short stick move on that one. He's going against Carson Billig. Egan back and forth with Mason Suchek, another top freshman in a very good 2024 recruiting class for the Tar Heels. Duffy, low angle. He tucks that one under Taylor. Duffy has another 4 goals for him, 11-5 Tar Heels.
The highlight reel player hesitates, goes low to low, and uses that short side of the cage and threads the needle for his 4th goal of today's matchup. Owen Duffy, how do you do?
And on the other end of that, I think Hunter Taylor might be a little frustrated with that goal. You never want to allow someone to beat you on the pipe as a goalie. You want to hold that foot, just gets perfectly inside and beats Taylor.
And that's just the deception from Owen Duffy. Hunter Taylor thinks that ball's going to move up the field, so he moves into the middle of the cage, and then Duffy, just such a high IQ player and just manages the game so well, recognizes it and fires that one for his 4th goal.
It's almost like Taylor not expecting Duffy to take a shot from such a harsh angle just above goal line extended. Like you said, showing it going up, but taking the shot, loading up a dodge. Wertheim down the middle, tries to move for Petramala. Ball still free. Hit out. And it wasn't a shot, but Tar Heels last to touch it. See if Michigan can right the wrongs. They're going for the goal. Gianfrancaro was going on the full 10-man ride, and he was out of the cage. Almost a snipe from Mason Whitney. We saw that a lot last year. It was becoming more and more common to just fire downfield, but it started to hurt a lot of teams with the 10-man ride. Swinging it around over for Jenkins. Dylan Bruno, Willamette, Illinois. Good amount of players on this Michigan team, not from traditional hotbeds. A lot of Midwest representation. Heading to Ann Arbor, here's Cohen. Wolverines need an answer. Other side, Jenkins. Spin, shot, side of the net, no goal. We talked about it earlier, Mike. We talked about how thin this defense for the Tar Heels would be. It's by committee. Peter Tolman out for the season. It was huge news for North Carolina and the college lacrosse world not having him. Preseason ACC defender. But this defense stood tall, only allowing 5 goals right now.
It's always tough when you lose your #1 cover guy, and we saw Peter Tolman draw some incredible assignments. Brennan O'Neill, just one of the names that he had to guard, and he stood on his head a lot of the times, and it's a tough loss, but they've played well.
In front, no good. In the crease, that was Caden Harshberger. Going inside, and player slow to get up. The save by Taylor, so once he fell into the crease violation. Can fall into the crease if the ball's already in the back of the net. He had the first goal of the 2025 season, the freshman starting strong. Adding 2 shots on the day. Gianfrancaro is out on the 10-man ride. That North Carolina net's open. Jenkins sends it downfield, and there's Gianfrancaro taking on Cohen, too high on the pass.
And it's the ability of this UNC ride to immediately create pressure on the ball carrier, and they heard the footsteps, and that ball goes out of bounds, as that one does to Michigan. Back with possession.
That is North Carolina's first failed clear of this game, so it's been opposite stories for these two teams. Now 7 of 8 on clears on the day. Michigan still clearing just above 50%. Ground ball battle in favor of North Carolina, 23-14, and they're winning faceoffs. Faceoffs, clears, ground balls. North Carolina in control of this game. From outside, Mulholland gets stopped. Gianfrancaro adds on his 6th save. As we move along through this third quarter. Plenty of no-stop lacrosse here to start the second half. Moving back for Bo Lockwood at X. Around the horn, Jenkins back up top on that right side. Talented righty, tries to go short side, goes wide. As it bounces over the cage, and Lockwood has the backup. Cohen gets it back from CJ Riley. Pick down the right alley. Tries to go short side again. That one bounces wide as well. And they're saying Michigan got there first. Frankenheimer doing a lot for the Tar Heels to try and get that one. Mulholland was just a little closer. He is on the dodge, up top, and stuffed. Gianfacaro makes the save, but a flag and should go against the Tar Heels.
And Michigan will go man up here and a push in the back and pushing with possession. And Mulholland, a guy that is just incredibly fearless and has been looking to try to up his production, and there's a lot of high expectations for number 27 this season. The senior from Manhasset, New York, takes the brunt of that hit and gives Michigan a man-up opportunity.
Man-up unit, 1 for 3 on the game. Cooper Frankenheimer in the box for the next 30 seconds. Does release on a goal. There's Lockwood, guarded by Barton, aggressive on the man down, immediately on the hands. Byrne moves it again. Jenkins off the toe of Gianfacaro. Still on the man up, Rude for Jenkins. Mulholland is setting up with the right hand on the far side. There he is with it. Back up top, Jenkins, Byrne. Ken Cohen. Skip pass, picked off easy by Andrew O'Barry, who picks up a long pull. Win on man down. Another successful clear for North Carolina. Mike, we talked about it leading up to this game with the defense being thin for the Tar Heels. Gianfacaro was going to have a really good season for North Carolina to see success. Well, he's picking up where he left off from a year ago at Princeton.
Rightfully so, Nick, and he has had the support from his defense today, and I'm already becoming a big fan of O'Barry and his ability to be versatile in that unit.
Moving it once, Wertheim. Goes back through X. Dom Petramala, nice pass. Ty English, the finish. The senior makes it 12-5 over Michigan. Time here today. But the Black Tip Sharks win in the fall for the Tar Heels.
And it's great to see Coach Bresci pour a heavy emphasis on that bonding outside of the lacrosse world. And it's great for your guys on the sideline, and an even better way to gel those new guys with the amount of transfers that they brought in. And you can see their camaraderie and the brotherhood that they have built on the Tar Heels side of the ball. And you know, that only translates to the field and helps with the communication aspect, and it's really nice to see that part of the game evolve for the Tar Heels.
Well, the beautiful thing about the sport of lacrosse is things can change really quick, and Michigan needs to get going if they want them to. They had 2.5 minutes till the end of the third, and then 15 in the fourth, and it's a 7-goal lead right now for North Carolina, largest of this game. Mulholland slings it back up top for Jenkins. The Hudson, Ohio. Down low, whipping wide was Cohen. Lockwood will take it out from X. Cohen tiptoeing GLE. Getting back up top, touches Stanat. Now Jenkins. Cohen, top of the key. Jenkins loads up. Ripped from outside, down low. 5-hole doesn't go. Picked up by Gianfacaro. CJ Riley couldn't get on the board.
You got to change levels on Gianfacaro if you want to put that ball in the back of the net. Goes low.
There's Barton on the other end. What a dive, Hunter Taylor. The goalie effort play you love to see gets the backup.
It's great to see life on that defensive side of the ball for Michigan, as that could be a huge fire starter here in the third quarter, and you can hear it. The fans love it. They're out in full swing. A lot of parents here to support their young Wolverines.
Fair amount of maize and blue. A lot of Carolina blue, of course, at Dorrance Field. Good showing for the first game of 2025. That shot, Rude had it knocked in front, so Gianfrancaro trying to get it to Andrew Berry. A nice one-handed catch. The Harvard transfer. Here's Dom Petramala across the middle, and this time, again, Hunter Taylor. Michigan needs possessions, and he's getting them. It was him as well as Mason Whitney diving towards the end line. James Matten laid out as well, but the last two backup calls on that end have gone to Michigan.
It's big-time veteran play coming from Taylor. He's the leader not only of that defense, but of this entire team, and they rely on him to produce, and his ability to give this offensive side of the ball possessions is going to be crucial in the late going to this game.
11 caused turnovers for this Tar Heel team. They've been very good so far this year. 10.8 seconds left in the third. We'll stay here on the timeout. Both teams can discuss. Like we said, 7 goals needed for Michigan. It's not impossible, but a lot has to go right.
Yeah, Michigan, as we mentioned earlier, they already have one game under their belt, and it was a fantastic win over Marquette, but this is the first real test for Hunter Taylor and his defense, and it all translates to that side of the ball offensively. Defense into offense, and Hunter Taylor has been a huge part in why they've been able to retain possessions here in the late goings of this third quarter. Now, that falls onto your offense there, Nick. Can they produce? Can they continue to fire on all cylinders? And if Michigan gets a goal, UNC gets 2 more. It's just the ability for this UNC team to continue to produce, and they've been doing it throughout all 3 quarters, playing a complete game so far.
And that offense has gotten shots, but it's been made hard by Michael Gianfrancaro. 8 saves in this one. A great Tar Heel debut.
And he is just such a fantastic get for this Tar Heels squad, and his ability to lead the defense. You can hear his communication skills up here in the press box. He knows where every player on the field is supposed to be, and he's a tough keeper to get by. You got to change levels on him, as I mentioned earlier. You can't go low, you can't go high to high. Changing levels is going to be crucial for this Wolverines offense. They're positionless, they like to invert, but their game plan has changed, and it's all because of those errant passes, those minute mistakes that have been crucial in their game today.
16th turnover. North Carolina turns it right back over at the end of the third quarter. As that goes all the way around, Tar Heels still very much in control, up by 7 on Michigan. In what they're seeing right now, 7-goal lead on 15th ranked Michigan. There's the ACC preseason poll, and that's the tough thing about the ACC. It's North Carolina 16th ranked in the country, but bottom of the preseason poll.
It's a gauntlet in the ACC, and Syracuse has some absolute weapons on their side. Joey Spallina, one to name. Notre Dame, just year after year, produces an immense amount of talent. Chris Kavanaugh, Pat Kavanaugh, his brother, Liam Entenmann, Will Lynch. I mean, the list goes on and on, Nick. Just incredible talent in the ACC, and it's going to be a tall task once March comes. Can they facilitate and create offense against opponents like that?
Don't forget about Jordan Faison. Did you know he played football?
You know, I didn't know. You know, I didn't know. I haven't heard that before.
Heard that once or twice. Michigan gets it back. The Wolverine crowd is still in this. They have not been silenced. Still hoping on a comeback. Michigan getting a lot more shots, 26 now, but they've had trouble getting them on target. They had 10 shots on goal in the first half. 3 shots on goal since then. Cohen back up top of the key. Loading up the dodge. Goes to his right hand. Pulls it, surveys. Down low, Lockwood. Cohen, hockey stop. Swim move to come, the slide's there, has to skip it. Lucas Stannot hounded by the defense, gets picked up still by Michigan. Jenkins has it, tries to wrap around, bounces wide. The shot clock expires. North Carolina can take it. Kai Prohaska with a great strip there.
He's been immensely aggressive, and especially when the ball's out on that perimeter, he is not afraid to apply pressure outside of the box, and it's paid dividends, especially when those offensive players start to hear those footsteps. He's not a defender I'd want to go up against.
Michigan making this tough on the Tar Heels, going long. Taylor with the pick. Second failed clear. Taylor almost went over. Don't think he would have been offsides, but it was close. Cohen, hockey move to get it through, takes the body, still free. North Carolina has been dominant on ground balls. This one goes to Michigan, and a missed pass. We've seen that multiple times. Just small mistakes have hurt the Wolverines. Dom Petramala. Canadian pass over to James Matten. Little funky, but gets over there.
Whatever works. Whatever works, Nick.
Owen Duffy holding it on the far side. A 5-point game to open the season so far. 4 goals, 1 assist. Looking to best his 32 from a year ago. Did get injured at the end of the season. Wertheim loads up, fires high. Now the Tar Heels with all their own mids on the field, bringing in Andrew Price. Freshman Caden Harshbarger coming from the box.
And I really like this look here with the invert. Wertheim, a guy who is predominantly an attackman at Cornell and someone who can facilitate from that midfield line. Draws a lot of mismatches.
Price, Petramala just outside the top corner. Backed up still by North Carolina. 20 seconds to go on the clock. Shot clock, 11:47 on the game clock. Swim move from the 6'5" Price. Katona, New York. So flag goes on the ground. Doesn't go. Michigan picks it up, and extra man offense for North Carolina.
And they'll call a hold here as the EMO comes out, and Wells just tries to get up and under that left arm. And the foul is called, and rightfully so, as he goes down hard, gets up quick. But the young guy has found a lot of great production here today from Dorrance Field, and it's a bright spot, another bright spot in this UNC offense, as he is still out there for this man-up opportunity. And once again, Duffy up top, and I like him in that spot. He's got the ability to spot feed and pick and choose which matchups he likes on the field.
I don't know if we have any wrestlers watching, but that was basically just an arm bar. Down low, Dom Petramala. He's got 4. Tar Heels extend the lead, 13-5.
And it's just pretty simple here. It's good ball movement, really good ball movement. You can't outrun good ball movement, and the shot location just absolutely perfect. Pins that bottom corner as Dom Petramala with his 4th goal here today. And you know it's a good day when your 2 top dogs on offense, both with over 3 goals apiece.
Duffy with the assist on that one, puts him up to a game-leading 6 points. Ball still loose off that faceoff taken by Lockwood and Michigan. Around 11 minutes to go. Big lead for North Carolina, up by 8. Michigan just really has to see one get by Gianfrancaro right now. He stood tall in the first half. There's another save on the bouncer. Frankenheimer plays hockey to get a free ground ball. Only one goal allowed by the Tar Heels in this second half. Gianfrancaro has had 4 saves with 1 goal allowed. Nick Dupuis from the box. Played at St. Stephen's, St. Agnes for UMBC and Stony Brook before this. Pulled outside. Archbarger will keep it himself. That lone point, the first goal of this game. Most of that production has come from Petramala and Duffy, but James Matten also 3 points. His bounce shot goes wide. Taylor can get the rebound, win off Matten. Good wrap checks, gets through. Wilson gets brought down, and there's the flag, picked up Gianfrancaro, and down Jack Welsh, grad student from Cleveland, Ohio, down and takes his helmet off. Trainers will come out to see if he's okay. Does seem to be in some pain, surrounded by his brothers. So there's his head coach, Kevin Connery, in his 8th season. He's the head man of the Wolverines, coming to check on one of his leaders of this Wolverines team.
A veteran guy, the graduate student from Cleveland, Ohio, and he's a big part of that specialty unit for the Wolverines. And if you're a Wolverine guy, it's tough to see a player like him go down in the late goings of this 4th quarter, and the entire field on a knee now as they show respect for the graduate student.
Makes it even harder. Last year he played in 3 games and then didn't see action for the rest of the year after a season-ending injury. Good to see him get up, and we wish him nothing but the best and hope that he'll be back in the maize and blue as soon as possible. See, he gets a hug there from the trainer and his coach, helping carry his stuff off. Jack Welsh, the short stick D-mid, has done so much for the Wolverines today. Good to see him putting some pressure as he walks over. And now Michigan has to change focus from this to chipping away at this big lead with 9:17 left. They need not a lot of offensive firepower, but at the same time, you got to stop the Tar Heels on the other end. Now, no Jack Welsh.
And that's a gut punch to the sideline for the Wolverines as Welsh walks off gingerly, and we'll resume play here shortly. 9:17 left to go here in the 4th, and a man-up opportunity for the Wolverines. And you got to think now every possession counts on offense. You can't make any mistakes.
Wow, Ryan Cohen makes the man up count. A snipe makes it 13-6.
It's a great look on the inside, and Cohen just has such a quick release that it's hard even to gauge when that ball is going to come out of his stick. Blows that one by Gianfrancaro, and the Wolverines get back on the board here in the 4th.
And Cohen right in the center of the field. That's where he sees the most net on Gianfrancaro, so had a lot to shoot at there.
He's an accurate shooter, and he picks his shots well. Has never been an issue for Cohen.
Went offside high. This one gets picked up by Parker Hoffman. A flag. And it's going to go against the Fogo for Michigan. Jackie Weller from Potomac, Maryland, heads to the box, and now The Tar Heels will answer Michigan's man-up goal with a man-up opportunity of their own. Both teams 2 of 5 right now on the extra man offense. This is a 2-minute non-releasable for a check to the neck. Now they've decided they'll take another look at it. We'll get some looks to show all of you at home. Let's see. That was after the win from Hoffman on the faceoff. And then the high cross check on Weller, and see it right there, good angle. It's causing Hoffman to lose the ball. Seems pretty easy to tell where this will go. They initially made the call of a 2-minute non-releasable. Decided after to take a look at it, see if anything changes. Mike, do you see anything that could possibly change from that look?
It's clear as day, Nick. It really is. And you think about what just happened moments ago with Welsh going down, and you can't make mistakes like that. You can't let emotions take over when you're down by so much in this game. And it's going to be a costly mistake if UNC can find success now with their EMO unit out there on the field. And it's a big time penalty. 2 minutes is a lot of time, and I expect to see UNC to possibly drain as much clock as possible. You get a fresh 80, you get 2 minutes. It's not the direction you want to go if you're the Wolverines.
So the call is standing. It will be 2 minutes of extra man offense for the Tar Heels, and there it is. Jackie Weller getting called with a cross check to the neck. 2 minutes. 8:51 left to go in the fourth quarter, and Tar Heels can take their time protecting this 7-goal lead, led by Owen Duffy and Dom Petramala. 6 points and 5 points for each of them. Duffy the higher of the two. Here's Duffy. Gets it back from Price. Inside, back out, Reedy for Wertheim. Off the side of the net, and no, it tucks in. A good goal for North Carolina. Nick Dupuis, the grad student, his first goal as a Tar Heel.
10th in the nation last year in points per game with a little over 4, and man, he's a huge get for the Tar Heels. A great move on the inside to finish right on the crease, and he gets his first goal in a Tar Heel uniform. A great look for the graduate student.
So man up, it is still a man up opportunity for the Tar Heels. It's a non-releasable for Weller. Minute 12. Extra man left to go. There's Andrew O'Barry, a leader at Harvard, and now coming in to help his team. Duffy moves it. Fires from outside, goes wide. Taylor tries to dive for the backup. This time he won't get it. Saw him do that twice already in this one. Back, Reedy. What a save, Taylor. Robbery. Bounces it through the middle. Michigan does get it. It was over and back. Michigan takes possession. Lockwood, and a great save on the other end, Gianfacaro. That's 10. Two great goalies stonewalling right there.
Yeah, you said it, Nick. Two tremendous saves from both keepers as they both put all their skills on display. 7:05 left to go. The Tar Heels lead the Wolverines in the fourth. Wilson has been on full display here today. Pick and chooses his shot locations. He's been tremendously accurate, takes a lot of shots, but when he gets hot, it's hard to stop him from putting that ball in the back of the net.
A second left on the extra man offense. It gets stopped in front. Taylor can pick it up. Back to 6-on-6. It should know Jack Welsh is back on the bench. He's got ice, I believe, around his knee, but it's good to see him back with the team. High-to-high guy, Jenkins, popped up by Gianfacaro. Petramala slows it down as we get to the latter half of this fourth quarter. Tar Heels protecting an 8-goal lead. Largest lead they've had. Win the ground ball battle 30-24. Caused 14 turnovers. Michigan has turned over the ball 18 times. Here's Price. Ty English back for Price. Price spins off the shot, loses it in front. Ground ball picked up by Max Bonner. Sophomore went to St. Xavier. Great ride again by the Tar Heels. They take it right back and can kill a little more time on the clock.
They have a stronghold on this game right now, and they've so far have really played a complete game, and both sides of the ball have been tremendous so far in this matchup. Time winding down and not a lot of time left if the Wolverines want to make a comeback in this matchup.
Slow and steady right now for the Tar Heels. 4 goals for Petramala, 4 for Duffy. Shared the ball well. 8 different goal scorers here on 14 goals for North Carolina. Quick stick doesn't go. Wertheim goes over top. North Carolina team will stay home next week, taking on Stony Brook at 6 p.m. on the 14th. Then a big one against Hopkins at Homewood in Baltimore, noon on the 22nd. Michigan, they will take most likely a 1-1 record as they use the whole shot clock into a game on the road against Hobart, and then they stay on the road for another ACC matchup. They got Duke on the 22nd. It's a noon game as well. Michigan won't be back home until the end of February, the 25th against Canisius. From way outside, Billing fires high. Gianfacaro was out on the 10-man ride once again. Something that's worked really well for North Carolina in this game. They've had a relentless ride. That's what great attackmen do, Mike. They don't just play offense. You don't just put it in the back of the net. You ride. Connor Schellenberger comes to mind as a great player that also rode on the defense, getting a lot of turnovers.
And it's a great ability to have if you want to be able to play at that next level. And you could score all the goals in the world, but if you can't ride and be a big factor on that aspect of this game, it's going to be tough to get recruited.
Well, Holland tries to fire around Kalashheim. Goes wide, Jenkins taking it in. 3.5 minutes left to go. Canadian twister, can't get it around. Well, Holland was the one down in front of the net. Brought through midfield by Leif Hagerup, one of the main short stick defensive middies on this Tar Heel team. Andrew O'Barry as well, number 9 in the middle, coming off always like to show some short stick D-mids some love. A position that used to just be, oh, your guys that aren't on offense, put them on defense. Now there are players who really work at being great short stick defensive midfielders.
Two-way guys are a coach's dream.
The two-way players coming back. Two-way midi.
It is big time, and if you can push transition, create havoc on defense, it's a tremendous skill to have in your arsenal.
Pass down behind. Duffy still on the field. Petramala up top. 2:20 left to go on the clock. Shot clock down to 13. North Carolina not trying to push, just want to kill time. There's Dom Petramala using his right hand, something you don't see too often. Pure lefty. Expires. Michigan can take it from the end line. Billing back with it. Gianvaccaro almost baiting him to take the shot. He was half in, half out. Knocked away. Making it so hard on this Michigan team to clear. They're clearing 16 of 25 in this game. Salucci tries to go over. Jenkins picks it off. He was right in the passing lane. 90 seconds left to go. Jenkins, big save, Gianvaccaro. He's had a great game.
Big time save, Nick. He really has, and it's great to see him immediately find his footing on this field, and he's going to be a huge part in their ability to win games this season. If he can continue to play like this game in and game out, there's no telling what this UNC team can do come conference play.
Final minute of the game. 48 seconds on the shot clock, so they can hold it until it expires once again. This Tar Heel team out shooting Michigan 41-35, and with Michigan being the 15th ranked team in the country, North Carolina has a chance to beat a higher ranked team. Will do that. Should see them make a jump in the next rankings. They're 23rd in RPI. Are the Tar Heels. Now that North Carolina can hold it after the reset, 24 seconds. Still running the offense, and Ty English tucks it for insurance, makes it 15-6. They lead by 9.
We were talking about two-way guys just moments ago, and Ty English is the epitome of a two-way defensive midfielder. Great shot selection, puts that one low on the offside of Hunter Taylor. And in the last 20 seconds, the Tar Heels continue to add on to their lead. This is a great start to their 2025 season.
I don't know if Joe Bresci can ask for much more of his group. They played fantastic. Brady Wambach took care of business, as well as Hoffman, who's taken 2 draws, now his 3rd, and he wins that one to go 2 of 3. Can he complete the face-off win? He pulls it, still being hounded by this Michigan wings. Zweller can't pick it up. 6 seconds left to go. Whistle, Michigan will take it to drown out the final 5, and a great win for North Carolina to start the season. Lockwood, they're saying no goal is in the crease, and that'll end the game. Wow, statement win, Mike, from the Tar Heels over the Wolverines.
It was a great win, and it's a great way to start their season off, especially against such a high-ranked opponent.